There are those who said this day would never come. What are they to say now? This was an unexpected video I didn't plan on recording today. I was actually in the middle of writing the Excel video script, which is taking a very long time to get through because I'm having to re-watch each of the streams that I did to make sure I don't forget any of the talking points with the story. But regardless, I was sitting there writing it when this package actually showed up a few days early, so technically this shipped late from AmiAmi, but DHL ended up being ahead of schedule. I know there's a lot of international shipping delays due to COVID stuff kind of coming back on the rise in certain countries, so it is what it is. But I wasn't expecting to get this today. I was expecting to get it Monday, but regardless, here it is. So we are finally in possession of the Tsukihime Remake, and I cannot believe that it's even a real thing, but here it is. So a little bit of backstory about this for those of you that don't know. The Tsukihime well, first of all, Tsukihime is the first visual novel, like CD-ROM visual novel made by Type Moon all the way back in 2000. And the remake was teased as part of the Type Moon 10th anniversary in 2011. And then it was sort of in development hell, development purgatory, where we would hear little glimpses of unreliable things from Nasu and other sources throughout the years. But ultimately we thought that the project had been completely abandoned, and there was no sign of any trailers, no assets, nothing to show for it. But funny enough, in late 2019 at our panel at AWA, me and the other Type Moon fan panel guys mentioned the fact that allegedly the game was undergoing test playing around that time. So this is around October of 2019. And again, back then I thought, oh yeah, there's no way. There's no way this is actually going to come out. This is just, you know, a pipe dream, rumor kind of thing. And then everything with 2020 happened. All the nonsense. And then at New Year's, which is when Type Moon loves to announce other new projects for the year, we finally got it. We got the real trailer for the Tsukihime Remake. So now we live in a timeline where the Tsukihime Remake exists, the timeline is fixed permanently, and the meme is dead. So the game finally came out back in mid-August, I believe, and we finally got it over here. So this is, of course, the limited edition. This is the PS4 version. It is also available on the Switch and on PC as well, I believe. Interesting thing enough, first thing right off the bat I wanted to point out is that the rating that they gave the game is a Z from Zero, which applies that it's for adults only, which led me to suspect that maybe the game had the return of hentai scenes in it. But apparently that is not the case. Apparently it is only because of gore, so they don't hold anything back as far as the level of visceral gore in this game, including Arcade being famously cut into 17 pieces of meat, as she describes, is shown in full detail here, so I'll try not to. I think there's actually an illustration of that in the art book here. I'm going to try not to show that on camera if I can help it. But I'm going to keep the little plastic sleeve here because most Japanese media does come with that, and it's pretty nice. So as far as I know, the main thing we get with this is an art book, an art material, which is pretty nice considering the visuals for the Tsukihime Remake are absolutely stunningly beautiful. And the sort of reimagined designs of the characters are interesting. Some people don't particularly like them. I actually think I like the classic look of Arc and CL better than the remake versions. I like the, you know, high-angled bangs look of Arcade in the classic version a little bit better, as you might expect. But the remake versions do look nice, and it is nice to have a brand new Type Moon visual novel for the first time since 2012 with Mahosukai no Yoru. So, and as great as that game's assets and visuals looked, I'm assuming that with almost a decade later, this game is going to look absolutely incredible. So we have the art book there, and we have some little packet of information that I can't read because it's in Japanese, of course. It talks about the game a little bit, and then there is, of course, the game itself, which again, I just cannot believe that this is even real. I don't believe there's anything else here in the box, but we're sure going to find out. It has a moon in the background, funny enough, which, you know, the namesake Type Moon more or less does come from this game. It's interesting, we get the lines there that Shiki can see. I guess, is this moon supposed to come out and reveal something, or is it just kind of there as a decoration? Yeah, I don't really know what the purpose is of this, but I guess it's just a decorative moon that's in there. Needless to say, this packaging is quite nice, even if there's not a whole lot of content in it. Okay, I took the liberty of taking the plastic wrap off of the art material book off screen, and just kind of flipping through it to make sure that there wasn't any gore in the art book we were accidentally going to stumble across. And thankfully there is not, so we're actually safe there. The art book is, which I'll just kind of briefly show, the art book is mostly just characters and backgrounds. And this art is pretty fantastic. Some of these illustrations of these characters are very, very Type Moon, very, very Takeuchi, but that's not exactly a bad thing. Definitely follows some of the modern design sensibilities while not straying too far from the roots of the original game very much at all. So there's still a lot of designs that are kind of eternal with Type Moon that they don't want to change too much. Stuff like, you know, Arcwade's big dress there. There's like a little bit of like partial nudity there, but nothing graphic, and no gore, of course. So yeah, Ciel looks pretty friggin' awesome in the remake, I will say that. Shiki looks kind of boring, but that's to be expected. He is not exactly needed to be shown on screen very much in the first-person visual novel. Akiha is such a bitch. I'm not the biggest fan of her, although I definitely like her purpose that she serves in the story, Kohaku and Hisui. Yeah, so like I said, the design is very Takeuchi, but there's other things in here like the priest outfits and black keys and stuff like that that are kind of just eternal. I don't actually recognize this character at all. I wonder if they're just a new character. They look very Grand Order-esque, though, so again, it's sort of the modern design philosophy kind of bleeding its way in here. But yeah, lots of really cool designs in here, but some things that are very traditional Type Moon that they don't want to change too much necessarily. So backgrounds, the almost like a map of the area of the city where the game takes place, and then we have like the school, and it breaks down the different areas in the school and that kind of thing. So I'm not going to show off the entire thing, but yeah, really, really awesome. And there's one other thing I wanted to show off, which is this weird cylindrical box here, which is the... I'm assuming this is a poster very similar to the one I got for the Heaven's Feel Part 3 Blu-ray. And this is a Ami Ami pre-order bonus. Depending on where you got the game from, where you pre-ordered from, I think CD Japan is another place that offered a exclusive pre-order bonus. You would have gotten a different product depending on where you ordered it from, which is pretty cool. Okay, we finally got it open. So, yeah, it looks like it's a... And I think that this poster ended up being kind of a tricky, sort of an arbitrary size for the Heaven's Feel Part 3 when it did not nicely fit into any kind of frame that I could easily find. So you definitely want to make sure you measure this thing exactly before you try to frame it. And, of course, I would highly recommend framing it. Okay. So, it should just be the cover of the game for the most part. I think it may even be too big to fit on screen here in this. No, kind of more or less fits right there. That is absolutely beautiful. And it's this nice, very glossy, not quite photo paper material, but it's almost like a plastic that it's on. Yeah, it's just absolutely incredible. So, really grateful to have that as a little bonus. The decision of which pre-order bonus the game would come with was actually not really a factor in my decision of where to order it from. I really like CD Japan as well as Ami Ami just fine. But yeah, that is going to about do it for the Tsukihime Remake. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.